So there will be class, and after the class,
Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Yasodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yasodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yasodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Raghunandan Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki Brahmacharya Haridas Thakur ki Namse Kaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Syamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Sri Vrindavan Dham ki Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki Sri Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham ki Ganga Mai ki Jamuna Mai ki Bhakti Devi ki Srimati Tulsi Maharani ki Samveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Hidayat Gaur Premanande all Krishna Dassamudi Holies all Krishna Dassamudi Holies all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sarajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishapanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. So, thank you all of you for coming to this evening Sunday Feast program. And also personally would like to thank His Grace Vedasai Prabhu, President Iskcon Atlanta, and many devotees. Our friend Adhika Bhadar Prabhu also. He is from Mumbai, the area that I come from. And thank for all of you for coming to this Sunday evening program here. I have come here to learn from Vedavit Prabhu. And Vedavit, what is there in Bhagavad Gita? So repeatedly that name is Vedavit. Vedavit, Krishna Sajan Vedavit, Bhagavad Gita. So, Vedsar, that's also a nice name. Essence of Veda. So I just came to learn many things from him, but as an engagement, I'm trying to share something with all of you there. So Prabhuji is announcing today is not exactly Kartik beginning. Today is Purnima. Purnima means end. The last day is called Purnima. So the previous month, last day, 30th day is today. Tomorrow is Patipad, means first day of Kartik. But devotees are so excited in Iskcon that to start celebrating from today. It's many temples, I think almost all temples in Iskcon are celebrating from today. Because it's Sandhya, so Sandhya means it's okay, I mean, day and night like previous month, like that. But fine, it's like no problem. Today is definitely Self Purnima. the day of Ras dance, Rasa Nritya, Ras Leela. And the Sarat Rutu that begins from today is come after rainy season. The rainy season is over. Now here it is raining today. We are speaking about Vrindavan, not India, not America. Speaking about Vrindavan. And there is a whole few Prabhupada rites in many places, and also different seasons in Vrindavan and Krishna book is there written very nicely. So different time of a year in Vrindavan, all the times are beautiful. Summers are also beautiful. Rainy season also beautiful. And Sarads, this season also very beautiful. And of all the months, Krishna says, I am Margashira, the month after Kartik. And Kartik month is favorite of Srimati Radha. So these 2 months are very exclusive in our bhakti life. Just like in a daytime, early morning hours are good for spiritual practice, right? We can practice in the middle of the night also, chanting Hare Krishna. There's no, if you're busy, like Adhika Prabhu, he's a doctor, so maybe there is a call in the morning time, so you can't chant. Later we have something we have placed, some promises we have made. We can chant any time, but early morning hours are the best. Brahma Muhurta, the name Brahma Muhurta is given why? That Muhurta, duration of time, is for Brahman activities, for spiritual activities, something related to Brahman, spirit, or Atma. So just like in a day, 24 hours, early morning hours are favorable for spiritual practice. In a year, especially when it comes to bhakti, not just spiritual practice, but bhakti, practicing bhakti, Kartik month is the best. And it is naturally favorable. And we feel so good to practice bhakti in Kartik month. Right? Am I right? All of us have that experience, right? Kartik naturally draws our heart into mode of devotion. And begins tonight, the whole atmosphere changes towards more bhakti. So, Srila Rupa Goswami, I was hearing one lecture, there is the Sikshastakam from my godbrother. He was speaking about Sarath Purnima. Sikshastakam Prabhu. Actually, his previous name was Sarath, before he joined Ashram. Sarath, speaking about Sarath Purnima. He was quoting Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami. And if you don't mind, somebody's phone is, that tone is coming. Kindly please keep your phone little silent mode. I'll appreciate that. I'm checking whether mine is handled. Okay. So he was speaking, he was quoting Srila Rupa Goswami, that how in summer the dust rages in Vrindavan because of summer, dry, hot, and that dust rages so much that it covers the moon sometimes. And he explains it's like applying, like in a traditional India, we would not apply any chemical soap, but uptan. Uptan is like a clay. We scrub our body with uptan. Right? So it's like applying uptan on moon. And summertime. And after applying uptan, we don't stay like that, right? We have to take a shower, to go to the river, take a dip somewhere, like that. So rainy season is like that sour. The moon first gets a uptan, that coating of the nice scrubbing, and in rainy season there is a shower, and in this season, Sarath season, rain stops, the moon comes out in all magnificent, beautiful. They say that Haribol, Jagmohan, is from Bombay. Oh, you are sick? Okay, so what I was telling, so after the rainy season, then moon becomes clean. And Sarath Purnima, The moon is really beautiful. So this is the first beautiful moon that we see. Even Kartik Purnima is also beautiful. The moon signs becomes more and more beautiful in the following seasons. But of course when it becomes too winter, again during December, January it is not so great. Then again Gaur Purnima, moon becomes very nice. Right? But this is a kind of fresh new moon that is coming up. And moon takes a very special beauty today because Krishna wants to have Ras Leela. Because Krishna comes in moon dynasty, Chandra months, right? Because he comes in moon dynasty, therefore moon takes a very beautiful form to assist Krishna's pastime. And what is this pastime? Normally people speak about it a lot, and those who are good people in on this planet, they feel shy to speak about these pastimes. And the sadhus, they feel unqualified to speak about it. And people who are not pure, who are not so good, they speak about it a lot. I mean, they kind of try to mimic and try to imitate and try to relate in a way that is absolutely wrong. Srila Prabhupada says that one should not discuss these pastimes abruptly or suddenly in a spiritual progress. While we're progressing spiritually or trying to purify ourselves, we should speak about Krishna's pastime with gopis. Like we're singing Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Krishna is described as Gopi Jana Vallabha. That means Krishna is very dear to the gopis. Now, I like that line very much. Because who is attracted to us defines who we are. If the drunkards are attracted to me, the drug addicts are attracted to me, that means I am a hero of one of them, the best of them. Best of them. Therefore they're attracted, they're worshipping, they're excited about me. So it depends who are our company or who are the people who look up to us with happiness. So Gopijana Valla means Krishna is the hero of the gopis. And Srila Sukadeva Goswami, he describes the gopis as the highest of all devotees. They are the highest of all devotees. Srila Sanatana Goswami in his Bhagavatamrita, he describes different types of devotees, different grades of devotees. Now when you speak about different grades of devotees, it doesn't mean like a creeper in Vrindavan is something less, or from our perspective we should think they're less compared to gopis. That perspective is not good. Like we should not judge basically. We should appreciate what we are judging. Like a society of 4 classes, 4 varna. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, 4 varnas. Of course Kali Yuga is Kalosudha Sambhava. Because by our work, by our deeds, we are kind of guna karma. Karma is basically depending asakti master. So in our life, boss is very important, right? So this is hard. The Varna, Sudra Varna is belong to Kalosudha Sambhava. So there is no point proclaiming what we are. But even if it is so, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, the gradations, doesn't mean that we look down upon Shudras or Vaishyas or Kshatriyas or Brahmanas. It is basically staying in our nature and doing our duties. So Brahmana is doing his duties, Kshatriya is doing his duties. It's like a person's brain, arms, legs, belly. It's a beautiful analogy, I really like it. Of course, if the hands are chopped up, still I can survive. Legs are chopped up, still I can survive. The belly doesn't cooperate, there's not good digestion, good fire, still I can survive. But if brain goes off, it's difficult to survive. Everything will go disrupt. Because everything, you know, doctors also agree, real death is the death of brain, they say. So, what I'm trying to say is, because of its importance, the brain's position as something that supports the other organs' activities, therefore it is important. Doesn't mean that hands are useless or legs are useless, because Kshatriyas, they protect, the hands are protect. Something comes to my head, my hand goes like this. Huh? Something comes to my hand doesn't go like this, because head needs to be protected. Its hand has to protect the head. Because whatever little bit remains, suppose 2 fingers goes off in that fight or whatever it is, still whatever remains, the brain can sustain, that can direct properly. Brain is very important. So all the burners come to protect the Brahmana, because their position is like that. Because there is no discriminations. There is no. So that casteism and all the things are bad. It is a bad part of the whole thing system. But actually, it's a very good system. Similarly, when we speak about best of all devotees, to speak Srimati Radharani is the best of all devotees, we say that. So that when we make that statement, that gives all other pure devotees great happiness. They feel a great happiness. And why she is the best? Because all the qualities that all the pure devotees are hankering for, she is having it. She is totally selfless. There is no consideration. So all these things are in full, in abundance. So all the pure devotees go to her to get that mercy that she is carrying, and she gives it. So there is no competition, no envy, no hatred, no jealousy. So that's what it is. So Srila Sanatana Goswami was speaking. He was speaking about all these great qualities of the different devotees like Prahlad Maharaj and Hanumanji and all these devotees. When Narada Muni goes and asks them that we heard that you are the best of all devotees, they heard from some other devotees the great qualities of Hanumanji. And when goes to Hanuman and says, I am not such a great devotee. Prahlad Maharaj is more better devotee. So like that, then he glorifies Prahlad Maharaj. Then Narada Muni goes to him. Then he says, no, there are other devotees are more important. In one pastime, it happens in Dwarka. Narada Muni was there. All of us have heard this pastime probably. But it's nice speaking about it, hearing about it. He says, Krishna says, he asks Krishna, who are the best devotees? Krishna says, gopis are the best devotees. Then Narada Muni, how can you say that? All these devotees are doing so much of tapasya, austerities. This brother, that brother, they are like surrendered, they're scholarly. But Krishna says, no, you just go and tell the devotees, those who are worshipping Narayana especially, that I am sick, I am having a headache, so I need a medicine. And when they would ask, what is the medicine? Tell them to keep the dust of their feet. And now I will apply it in my head, headache will go away. So Narada Muni goes and tells them, so we are coming from Dwarka, yes, how's our Lord Krishna? Oh, he is actually sick. What happened? I was having a persistent headache, something like migraine. So they say, oh, this is not this bad news, what to do, how it can go? And he says, Narada Muni says, you can give her dust of your lotus feet. Krishna says, you will apply it on your head, then he says, oh, can't do it. He is our Lord, how can we keep dust of our feet? We will go to hell. That is hellish activity, we can't even think of it. So Narada Muni leaves. Then he goes to the gopis and he says, this is what has happened. The gopis immediately says, you bring a bucket full of dust, we'll put our feet inside it. Take as much as you like. Then he says, but don't you know, he's like, he's the Lord, Supreme Lord. It's offensive to put our feet on his head. It's offensive. They said, we don't mind. If Krishna gets even once, fraction of time, relief from his headache, and if he gets one fraction of second relief from headache, and we go to hell eternally, then that's okay with us. So that is the extent of their love for Krishna, surrender to Krishna. So we can't even understand. So Krishna wants to reciprocate. He wants to reciprocate. And Rasa Punyama is the time when he wants to spend that Madhurya Rasa. It's very pure and selfless. So he plays his flute on this night, and all his gopis they come. And there are various descriptions about this pastime. I'm also not qualified to speak. Absolutely no qualification. But Srila Sukadeva Goswami says, if we hear about these pastimes, the lust in our heart will go away. Isn't it interesting? You hear like somebody was telling Srila Prabhupada, I get angry. Something was a little bit wrong here and there, I get so angry. See, anger is not bad. Anger is required in life, It's an ingredient. Like Hanumanji got angry, right? And to discipline children, we need to be angry a little bit. So to get angry is not bad. Like Aristotle, he told it, that getting angry is not bad, but to get angry to the right extent, at the right time, for the right cause, that's not easy. Getting angry is very easy, but to get on the right person, at the right time, to the right extent, I think we lose control, because anger is such a power, it's a passion, it's a result of passion. When you get angry, we lose control. Even I lose control. People say I'm very cool, but actually when I get angry, I lose control. It's a fact. My mother keeps telling me, I was brahmachari for 20 years in Radha, when I was wearing saffron. My mother would tell me, because mother can tell you anytime, anytime, doesn't care who you are, they can tell anything, anytime. Part of concern, don't get angry, doesn't look good on you. She would always advise me, but I'm still struggling with that. Yeah, getting angry is okay, but getting angry to the right extent, that's the biggest challenge. That's really, really big deal. So, I've lost the track. Where I was? Yeah, lost. If you hear about this, similarly, Prabhupada, somebody approached, asked Prabhupada, I'm getting angry. Prabhupada said, you are nursing their pastimes. Because when you hear nursing their anger, your anger will go away. You'll feel insignificant. What is my anger? Yeah, so anger can be applied for a nice cause, but it has to be really controlled, and that control comes when we respect people. Even children, if you get angry, if you're not respectful to the children, you lose control. To anybody in our relationship, whether a colleague in office or anywhere, we have to have respect. If we get that respect, we'll have a certain point up here. Let me stop, this is too much. But the point is, when we hear about Lord's pastime, getting angry, Lord Narasimha getting angry on Hiranyakashipu because he was troubling Prahlad like anything. When you hear that anger, it inspires us. It inspires us in our anger. Whatever small, little, bigger, whatever it is, then we can have a check. We can have that love, anger coming out of love is very good. It's very nice. It is realizable. Similarly, when we hear about Krishna's pastime with gopis, the lust in our heart will gradually fade, because you will see the purity of the gopis in their approach to Krishna. Purity of Srimati Radharani. So yes, the whole thing is described in Srimad Bhagavatam in a very concise way. But to put it in our level, our understanding, what we understand is when the gopis were doing certain things and Krishna calls them, and that flute is called Apivamsi Priya Sakhi, right? That Krishna describes, and Sri Brahmaji describes the flute as Krishna's Priya Sakhi, best friend. Something like our mobile phones. We keep it next to our pillow when we go to sleep, right? Krishna always would cling to his flute. He never let the flute go from his hand. Only once, while Radha had the flute, he forgot about the flute. So that was the biggest thing that happened ever with the flute. Otherwise, Krishna not to disturb, the flute is not there. I don't know other temples, but in our temple, when we put the deities to rest, we put the flute below his pillow. Krishna's flute, put it below his pillow, it's there with him. Whenever he wants, he can take and play. So after the morning, when the cows already grazing is done, they have to return, Krishna will play flute and standing on a kadamba tree. It's called Ter Kadam. In Vrindavan, that place is there. Rupa Goswami Bhajan Kutir is there. Ter Kadam on the ground. Krishna would climb this tree and play the flute. And all the cows would hear their individual names. From the same flute, different cows would hear them come running. And some cows would not come. Maybe they want to play with Krishna, they want to test whether he understands or not. Krishna would actually go and bring them also. So when everybody gathers there, then they will go back. And that dust will rise from the hooves of the cows. Krishna, the dust will bathe Krishna. And Krishna's beauty will increases many, many million times. When he reaches back in Vrindavan, everybody looks at him, that special beauty. When Shavi, everything is Shavi. Dust is here and there, hair is going here and there. Then Yashoda Mai, then Rohini, then bathe Krishna Balaram. Then they put for them prasad, dinner. And the night time, Krishna would play flute for the gopis. And they will hear. It is like very personal, it's like mystic. Therefore, Krishna's flute, Lord Brahma describes as Priya Sakhi, Apivamsi Priya Sakhi. It's Brahma Samhita, very sad. That Vamsi is Krishna's special friend, Priya, dear friend. Because when we want to convey love for somebody, especially in conjugal, it is not expressed directly. It is expressed through some through a friend or somebody who knows each other in a very nice way. It is expressed. Like, kindly put your phone silent mode, please. I was speaking about Rukmini Devi. When she wanted to marry Krishna, she sent this Brahmana, with a letter. And then Krishna reciprocates. That's a whole pastime, we can't go to that. But the point is, here in Vrindavan, flute is Krishna's messenger. He carries Krishna's heart's content to the devotees in different way. So during daytime, the boys, and he would play flute with the boys, and the cows would be calling. In the night, the same flute would be utilized to call all the gopis. And whatever they would be doing, they would immediately leave the place and come to Krishna. That's also interesting, in the sense, like some would be putting kajal in the eye. So one eye is done, the other eye is about to be done, but the flute she hears, then she leaves. It doesn't put the other ear. And Rupa Goswami Pali describes that this is actually real Sringar. Sringar means, to paint so very nicely, but this is heavy, One part is done, one part is not done. It doesn't look good. But to Krishna, it is very beautiful because of that surrender. And some lady was serving her husband rice, dal sabji. He is sitting and the rice is served. Then she is taking the dal and about to serve, and Krishna calls. She goes with it. Like then he says, rice is your worry taken the dal. But they just go. And because that relation is so pure, so much of surrender, and Krishna is so great, nobody minds. Nobody minds. So therefore, to understand this Leela requires a lot of purity. Like, it takes one to know one, right? That's a statement, right? It takes one to know one. Like, when Prabhupada just introduced me as a cook, I've been cooking so many years in Iskcon. Small, medium, large, many scales I have cooked. But the point is, I am from an engineering background, I did MTech and all those things. So I thought, what's great in cooking, just pani walo, chawal dal do ho gaya, come, what's the big deal? When I started cooking, I understand it's not easy. Today, by Amit Balram Prabhu called me to help him. Radha cooking, I came a little late, so I tried to cook something. But then, the salts are different places. I was in a hurry. So when the adding, I was thinking it could be more. And it was more. So I was feeling sorry about it. Salt is such a thing in food. One South Indian Vaishnava says that if it is the right quantity, nobody speaks about it. Right? Salt the right quantity, nobody speaks about it. If it is less, people speak about it, more people speak about it. When it is not in right form, people speak about it. The correct form, nobody speaks. So she says, Vaishnava should be like that. Vaishnava should do things in a way that people don't notice it. But they do it just right. Not noticeable. But when you do it wrongly, with ego or some inferior complex or superior complex, inferior complex means feeling, not humble but low and dissatisfied, or feeling very high, that is, both are wrong. Anyway, so that's a detail. But the point I was telling, that if you're trying to do something, it takes some training, some understanding, some investment of energy, then you understand that the cooking is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. It takes some energy to understand it. So then what to speak of understanding Radha's love for Krishna, the Gopi's love for Krishna. It takes a lot of growth in our spiritual life to really appreciate that. We can only speak about it. But depending on our level, we'll be able to appreciate it. So what Srila Prabhupada has done, he has given us a process. By practicing that, we can actually reach that level. Right now, Kali Yuga and our own conditioning, our own desires, there are so many things. I don't have to go into details. We're all human beings, we know it, living in this time and age. But the thing is, Prabhupada has given us a process. That's his compassion. And if we take to that process and apply it sincerely in our life, then our love for Krishna, Srimati Radharani, will increase more, and our understanding about that place, that beauty, that purity, that love, will be able to understand. And when you understand that, then our attraction to go there will also increase. Right now we are speaking about going back to Godhead all the time, but how much we really desire to go there, and how much we desire to stay here. Right? So that desire to go back to Godhead will increase, just like many of our Indians who are living here, and myself also. We are attracted to America because certain reason is there, right? Like prosperity, many things. So there is attraction, then we plan to reach to that place. So if there is no attraction, there is no point coming. Similarly, we will be attracted to Golok Vrindavan, eternal life, if we understand what it is. If we have appreciation and attraction, then we will plan to go. And we know it. If we plan, we can do it. Right? All of you are here, you have planned and you come to America. It's possible. Irrespective of strong immigration policies and this and that things. People want to, they do it. So similarly, if we plan, if we want to, then we can. So Srila Prabhupada has given that process and shown us the path. So of course to come here you have to have some qualification to apply for visa and other things. Similarly, to go to Golok Vrindavan, we need to have some qualifications. Somewhere we have to start. If we don't have that qualification, then we have to work to reach that qualifications. But then we have to have an attraction for that thing. So unless we have it, we can't make it. So there are many things Lord Krishna, I think if we study Bhagavad Gita very carefully, many informations are given there, which are good enough to inspire us to consider it. Like by Srila Prabhupada mercy, when I was trying to study Bhagavad Gita on my own, from my college time, student time, but I would hardly understand what it is. I would hardly understand what it is. In fact, I would use Bhagavad Gita to sanction or to verify my thoughts. Okay, I am thinking like this, and Bhagavad Gita also thinks like this. Therefore, this good Bhagavad Gita is good. Sometimes you do that, right? No. What is Krishna's thought? Let me try to understand. Why? Because those thoughts are best for me to solve my problems. So therefore we have to take Krishna's instruction. Prabhupada also said, we have to take Krishna's instruction more seriously than his pastimes, because pastimes we can misunderstand. One devotee was asking me, why in India and in general people worship Lord Ram a lot, but Krishna is a little, not so attracted, like the way they are attracted to Ram. I told probably because Lord Ram didn't show that he Supreme Lord so often. He lived like a human being and he suffered like we suffer. So we have to connect with him. Right? He also suffered, politics and this and that, and he went through the life. So he was suffering like a normal human being, and we connected to that very easily. But Krishna is always enjoying. Makhan lut ke khaya, stole butter and just enjoyed, and stole Gopi's cloth, and then with friends he enjoyed. No demon could do any harm to him, just kill him right on the spot. With all kind of fantastic. Then he went to Mathura, he killed Kamsa like that, and then dragged him here and there. Then this, what's his name, he came 17 times. Jarasandha, he came 17 times. There's two, Krishna, there's two of them. Then he was bored with that fighting, he went to Dwarka. Not that he was afraid of that person, these people are troubled because of all the war all the time, it's not good, let's go. So we made a whole island right in the ocean. If you see, if you go to Lal Killa, other forts in India, they are surrounded by water body to protect that fort. Krishna made a fort right inside the ocean. Come on, who can go and challenge him anymore? So he always, whatever he made. In Mahabharata, Pandavas are playing the role, but he was leading them in a way, things were happening very smooth. Arjuna was doing mistakes, but he was covering up very nicely. So Krishna was like the enjoyer. And unless we understand Krishna's instruction, we cannot understand Krishna's pastimes. Very tough. So therefore Bhagavad Gita is the foundation, and like we all study, understand, like Prabhupada mercy. And when we distribute books, it's like trying to spread that word more and more, whether it by distribution books or by preaching. But ultimately, you have to come down to the purpose of Srila Prabhupada. I never understood Gita as clearly as I did when I studied Prabhupada Gita. It was so clear, so clear. Everything is so clear. There is no confusion, and that inspires us to practice spiritual life. That inspires to understand who is Srimati Radharani, what's her greatness, what's her mercy, what's the nature of her compassion. We are attracted to do that. So yes, therefore from tomorrow onwards Kartik is beginning, and as I said, this month is month for bhakti. It's not month for mukti or other things. It's specifically month for bhakti. To increase our devotion in our heart for Krishna, Radha Krishna, this month is exclusively designed. And our acharyas, or Srila Prabhupada also, our founder acharya, they have made different festivals which makes this bhakti manifest so beautifully. So I'm sure I wish you all the best on a fantastic Kartik month. But please take advantage. Don't be lazy. This is time when the market is good, you have to invest, right? So this is a very good time to invest. So invest more and more and chant more and do whatever things you can do, little more. And you will see that there will be difference. This will give a boost for the rest of the year. Right? Thank you. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Hare. Any questions or comments? Yes, ma'am.
Could you please say a few things about Sattvic cooking?
Sattvic cooking?
Just few things in 5 minutes.
Yeah, because there are three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Sattva is goodness, Rajas is passion, Tamas is darkness. We need all three of them. Like in the night time, we need Tamas to take rest. Without Tamas, unless it is dark, we can't sleep. Or at least you have to create an atmosphere of darkness where you can actually go to sleep. Tamas. So we need it. Rajas we need because we need to work every day, 9 to 6. Work is there. So without passion I can't work, I can't achieve, I can't plan, scheme, do, achieve. It requires passion. So now, excuse me, can you keep quiet please? Just few minutes, we are getting over. Few minutes, 2-3 minutes. So, Sattva Gun is early morning time. When you feel content, happy, peaceful, calm. So these three modes are required. We need peace, we need to work. So for peace we need goodness, to work we need passion, to rest we need ignorance. We need all three of them. But the problem with Rajas and Tamas is, it's easy to fall asleep, difficult to get up. I'm not saying waking up. Sometimes you're wide awake in the bed, but you're not getting out. Right? It happens. And that Tamas is pulling us back to the bed. So like it's really difficult to start to understand the work, to get into to feel or taste the work. It takes some time. Tamas is very quick, but Rajas takes some time. But once you feel the work, when the gear moves and we're into the work, feel it, then it's very difficult to stop the work. Then you fall in eating, sleeping, and then hypertension, all this problem comes. In Tamas, depression, denial, all these things comes because people don't want to work, they want to stay in the bed. So therefore Tamas, that is ignorance and passion, have inherent problem with it. We need them, but if we go under them, they create problem in life. So therefore, peace, Sattva is very important in life. And people want to work and sleep. Work, vacation. Right? That's what the modern world is. Nobody wants peace so much, but peace is required. Again, coming back to Sattva, if too much sleep is bad, too much work is bad, too much peace, is it bad?
No.
It's not bad. People may not like it. They want to work and sleep also. There's another thing. But the thing is, peace is good in all situations. But then what allows peace, when we are peaceful, we can control things better. Right? Then we can control our passion and control our ignorance also. Right? We can regulate our passion. This is time to work, this is time to stop working, this is time to sleep, this is time to get up. That ability to get up, that ability to stop working comes from Sattvagun. That ability, that empowerment to regulate comes from Sattvagun. So once I understand I need Sattvagun in my life, then how do I get it? So there are different. Getting up early, for example, will give us Sattvagun. Right? Similarly, if the food is in Sattvagun, then food also gives Sattvagun. So therefore all this spiritual text speaks a lot about Sattvic food. No matter which spiritual practice, but Sattvic food is common. And all the Shastra speaks, all this literature speaks a lot about Sattvic food. Because from food we get a lot of Sattvic. Because every day we eat. We may sleep or not sleep. We may work or not work, but eating doesn't stop. 3 times. Minimum. Right? So 3 times food, if all Sattvic food goes inside me, it creates a whole Sattvic environment. Favorable. That will help us to regulate our, not only health, mind, everything falls in place. Everything falls in place. Yeah. So that maybe you may be seeing people who may be eating meat but very sattvic compared to devotees who are eating all the time but getting angry. We have seen that, right? Not to offend anybody. I'm speaking about myself. I do get angry. Because food is not the only source of mode of goodness. There are many other sources like morning time. Some people may be eating other things, but their habits are very good and very regulated. Many goodness is there from different sources, from their karma. So we should not disrespect people just because of their food habit. We have to understand a person from overall perspective. Food habit may be wrong today, it may change tomorrow, doesn't matter. Also, of course, we should tell people about it. Try to bring them to the good habit because a lot of compassion, not eating meat is compassion, so it's all good things, we have to preach it. But the point is, mode of goodness, sattvic food gives sattva. That's a fact. But that's not the only source. Suppose we are totally doing wrong things in many other aspects, just eating sattvic food is not going to make sattvic. So please, that's like terms and condition applies. No guarantee, because many things has to be in place. And in sattvic food also, what we eat, when we eat, and Ayurveda and many things are there. Some other time we'll discuss. I get a chance. Thank you. Prabhu, we're done. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Radha Prabhu, for your wonderful class. So, Radha Prabhu actually is from Chapati, Mumbai, and is very educated in cooking art. And he also cooked for Radhanath Maharaj. So let's give a big Haribol for Radha Prabhu. Thank you for coming here. So, today, now we're going to honor the Sunday fish sponsor. We have Shriram Prabhu and family to come and do the mini arati. Then we have Shalini, Teresa. They are not here, still they are on the way. Radha, Mother Mohan, Shashi Karnath, Pradeep, Shodha Maharani ki, Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gaur Premanande. So I'd like to call now on Sri Ramdas Prabhu and Hema Kanti Devi Dasi to come forward. They are actually sponsoring Sunday feast in memory of their mother, Santi Rampa. So they are actually sponsoring the Sunday feast, and they're seeking actually the blessings of all the Vaishnavas for their departed mother. So can we pray for this wonderful family? Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shalini, Teresa and family. And they come here to get the blessings of the Lord and all the devotees. She was actually here in the temple, and for I think a couple of years Navin Prabhu was preaching to them, and then she became a devotee. And now she has moved to Tallahassee. She's working there, but they got married in Atlanta. And so they came to take the blessings of the deities and all the Vaishnavas. And they also sponsored the feast for all of you. Very nice. So, what we'll do, we've got a new garland for them. So they'll just exchange the garland from the deities and they'll get the blessings, and you can all pray for this wonderful family so they can have a wonderful Krishna conscious household life. Hari Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunantu Saha Veeram Karavavai Tejasya Navaditamasma Vidvishavai Om Shanti 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 Om Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudatvaja Mangalam Pundarikaksham Mangalo Tayano Hari Om Sahasra Shesha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sahum Vishwado Viktam Adhyatishta Dashantulam Om Purushaya Vedagam Sarvam Jad Bhuktam Jasya Bhabhyam Utam Ritatva Shesana Jadannena Tirohati Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So let us pray, let us raise our hand and pray for this wonderful family. Let's chant with me, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In October 14th, Monday, is Damodar begins actually. Actually, Akuru Tithi starts today, but because there is a Purnima, so we're actually starting from tomorrow. So tomorrow there will be a Damodar Arati in the morning here in the temple and also in the evening. So any devotees who have free time, and if you are not working, you can come and offer a lamp. Or you can also do it at your place. This is a very auspicious month. Out of there are so many months, but this Damodar month is very auspicious. So whatever service you can do for the deities, for the devotees, you get 1,000 times more benefit than any other month. So in also the nectar of devotion, Rupa Goswami says that, especially in the month of Kartik, if you just stay for 3 days in Mathura, then you can go to Vaikuntha just by staying there. So such an important month. So we request all the devotees to come here in the temple, do some seva for the Lord. Or you can also do it in your home, but if you have opportunities, you can come in the temple and do it. So we have a special seva for this Damodar month. You can do it. It's called offering ghee lamp to the deities. It's a $50 per month, per week. You can offer ghee lamp. You can come and see me, or you can see Chitta Vijay Prabhu. This is a very nice month to offer a ghee lamp to the deities. As you know, you heard the stories how in South India a rat, just simply in the month of Damodar, he had the ghee weeks, and because of the heart, so he left his body, but he went to Vaikuntha just by eating the ghee weeks, heart weeks. Can you imagine? So this is starting on 14th. And October 24th, Friday, is Ekadashi. And October 27th, Sunday, is Deepavali, Kali Puja. So many people do Kali Puja, but we celebrate as Deepavali. Everyone can come here in the temple and we light our lamps. And October 28th is Monday, is Govardhan Puja. Jai Giriraj Govardhan Ki. So this year we are trying to celebrate Govardhan Puja a very bigger way. So we hope all the devotees participate and cooperate with this festival so that we can have a nice festival for Govardhan. And there will be 6 p.m. there will be Abhishek, followed by class, followed by Maharati, and then there will be Prasadam. And also, we will also need the help for the devotees to make a Govardhan hill, as we make every year. So we will be making Govardhan hill with halwa and many other items. Devotees can cook and bring a bhoga for Govardhan. And October 31st, Thursday, is Prabhupada Discipline's Day. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki. So Srila Prabhupada left this world on 31st, Thursday in November. Actually he left in November, but this is falling, the Akshaya Tithi is falling on the 31st October. And December 13th, 14th and 15th is the what? Kirtan festival. Jai Kirtan Mela Ki. So Kirtan Mela is coming, so you can pencil those dates in your calendars, so you can take out your time and come for these special festivals. So we've been doing Kirtan festival for the last couple of years, it's been very successful. So all the congregation members, devotees, and even other devotees from other part of the temple in North America, they're telling us to continue this Kirtan festival. So we're going to continue this year also Kirtan festival. So we request devotees to help us in this festival so that we can have a nice Kirtan festival for 3 days. Actually it's 2 days, but Friday is the Adivas. It's a pre-invocation before the Kirtan fest. So that's all for today. If there's any other announcements? Oh, there is also on, which date it is? 19th. 19th October. Naveen Prabhu is doing a nice home program for the occasion of Damodar. And it will be in the evening, I think at 6 p.m.?
6:30.
6:30. So he's inviting, he's sending open invitation for anyone to come for this home program. So you can contact Naveen Prabhu or you can see me and we'll guide you how to go to his house. This will be the Damodar program, but still there is a lot of dates are not filled for the Damodar program in the home. So if you want to have a Damodar program in your house, you can come and see me or see Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. I'll take your names, I'll take your address, and it's not difficult. It just we'll take some. If you don't have a ghee lamp, we'll take it from the temple, and we'll just do a little kirtan and we'll chant Damodar Ashtakam, and then we'll just come back. But if you want to invite people, then if you want to cook some prasadam, you can cook it, and if you cannot do the prasadam, you can let us know and we'll take the prasadam from the temple. So this is the temple is offering this service for a couple of years. So this year also we're going to offer this service to all of you. So anyone who wants to do the Damodar program, please come and see me or see Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. Or also you can see Santosh Chaitanya Prabhu. Okay. And the prasadam is served inside. So now we will final darshan. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming.
I saw that one, Prabhu. I noticed that one.